It was the night after Christmas, and all through San Diego, opportunity knocked for these SmackDown superstars. In a sold-out Pechanga Arena, live tonight in your main event, 6 SmackDown superstars are awarded the opportunity to potentially become the #1 contender for Jey Uso's United States Championship next Thursday night at New Year's Revolution, who will be the last man standing in the upcoming Gauntlet. Also tonight, the next contest in the Tag Team Eliminator as bad blood boils between the Street Profits and the D'Angelo family, who will move one step closer to challenging the LWO at the Royal Rumble. All that and more coming your way tonight, but we kick things off with what promises to be an ever-exciting Cruiserweight Championship match on the day after Christmas. Your eyes do not deceive you. That is TNA wrestler Zachary Wentz, who of course impressed in the Cruiserweight Classic tournament earlier in the fall. Zachary Wentz awarded the #1 contendership for the Cruiserweight Championship after he himself survived a gauntlet match back at the Survivor Series kickoff show for No Nation Gaming channel members. That was, of course, the same evening that Wesley earlier that day conquered the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, defeated Tyler Bate in the finals, not only to win the tournament, but also to capture the Cruiserweight Championship of the world. And now these two close friends, tag team partners at times throughout their careers, clash right here on SmackDown. Zachary Wentz in enemy territory, but he's got the opportunity to bring the Cruiserweight Championship to the home of the X Division. What an exciting matchup to kick things off from San Diego. Zachary Wentz looking ready. Survived the gauntlet himself last month of the Survivor Series kickoff, but can he survive a man, maybe who knows, Wesley better than himself? Wesley in 2023, a first-round knockout in the Cruiserweight Classic tournament. 12 months later, survived and won the whole damn thing. Wesley impressing from the first round all the way to the finals, taking down Tyler Bate, who had held the Cruiserweight Championship from Money in the Bank in July all the way up until November. And now Wesley, about a month and change removed from that oh-so-extraordinary afternoon in Manhattan, New York, walks down the aisle for the very first time as Cruiserweight Champion, and his first offense is against a man he has traveled the globe with in Zachary Wentz. #1 contendership's on the line tonight. The Tag Team Eliminator continues. John Cena's in the house. Ilja Dragunov returns. So much going down right here tonight in the Pechanga Arena on the road to the Royal Rumble, Sunday night, January the 12th. Let us send things down to Mike Rome for your official Cruiserweight Championship introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 180 pounds. And his opponent, from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 183 pounds, the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Wesley!
An obvious mutual respect between these two competitors, a great friendship outside of the ring, but make no mistake about it, when that bell sounds, opportunities do not come around like this every day. And for Zachary Wentz, somebody who is fighting on complete enemy territory tonight, there may never be another opportunity to capture the Cruiserweight Championship. Of course, TNA superstars, a part of the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, both Zachary Wentz and Frankie Kazarian represented TNA in the kickoff gauntlet match last month at Survivor Series. Zachary Wentz just so happened to be the sole survivor on that night. Now a man used to wrestling in the TNA ring makes his way to SmackDown as he battles Wesley, a SmackDown superstar for Wesley's Cruiserweight Championship. This is Lee's first defense since winning the gold and one of the best matches of 2024 against Tyler Bate in the Cruiserweight Classic Finals. Make no mistake about it, these two men know each other extremely well, and it's only going to make it more difficult for their opponent to try to get a victory tonight. There's the old adage, when you're in there with somebody you like, somebody you love, a close friend, you really don't mind hitting a little harder. You really don't mind crossing a couple of lines because you know you can mend those fences. On the other side of the bell, outside of the ring. Well, remains to be seen what lengths Zachary Wentz and Wesley will travel in order to obtain the Cruiserweight Championship live from the 619 here in San Diego tonight. An incredible springboard by the champion. As we are talking about so much opportunity on the line tonight, coming up in your main event, who is going to make their way to the SmackDown New Year's Revolution next Thursday? Challenge Jey Uso for the United States Championship. First SmackDown of 2025. We're to determine a #1 contender in your main event. Final SmackDown of 2024 coming your way before your living eyes right now. And what a way to kick things off. Certainly go back to the month of January of this year. I don't think anybody thought we'd be seeing this matchup between Zachary Wentz and Wesley, kicking things off in the closing SmackDown of the year. Never guess what can happen any given Thursday night here on the Blue brand. Misstep by Zachary Wentz on the outside might have caught him. Incredible springboard by the defending champion. And both men leaving the soles of their boots that time, and it works out for Wentz. That's what being the friends for so long and traveling the world with each other as a tandem actually kind of works against you in that case, at least for Wesley. Zachary Wentz knew his maneuver, saw it coming. Both men know each other extremely well. Seen a lot of back and forth, not a lot of sustained momentum since the opening bell. A Falcon Arrow there by Wesley. Zachary Wentz, at least momentarily, looking up at the lights of the Pechanga Arena. Wentz back in the corner. Wesley full head of steam. Wentz countered this a few minutes ago, but there's Wesley revving up the engines. Caught the boots of Zachary and another springboard drop kick. Going to the well with the same maneuver is risky business. It benefited him that time, but there's Wentz. In the inside cradle, almost stole the Cruiserweight title. And what great in-ring action to kick things off on the day after Christmas right here on Thursday Night SmackDown. And still to come for the first time since Survivor Series, the Czar, Ilja Dragunov, returns to the squared circle as he goes one-on-one with Chad Gable. Ilja Dragunov, what is going through his mind? We've taken an insight into it in recent weeks. How is Ilja going to be affected after the results of Survivor Series? We will see later tonight here on SmackDown. All the while, Zachary Wentz scales the ropes, heading to the top, drops a little short order elbow right to the heart of Lee. Zachary Wentz looking to make history, becoming the first TNA combatant to win a WWE Championship while not even being on the WWE roster. Wesley, all kinds of shaken up after that kick. Zachary Wentz's wheels are a-spinning. There's another counter by Lee. Again, not a lot of sustained momentum in this contest. Hold on here. Destroyer by the champion. Incredible maneuver. Out of the ring, right into it. Zachary Wentz gets the shoulder up at Wesley with an incredible maneuver that time, nearly bringing this matchup to a close. And Wesley showing some great improvement throughout 2024. He has been chasing that Cruiserweight Championship damn near ever since he joined the main roster 2 years ago, finally obtaining it. Back in the CWC finale! And he's showing you why. All over again. Frog Splash gets a little bit closer that time, but again, Zachary Wentz still in this matchup. And out pops up with a drop kick. Call for a dose. The man who claims to be too sick for this world is showing you why. Brazilian effort by the #1 contender. But this matchup isn't over yet. And Zachary Wentz on the cusp of greatness tonight. Can he keep down his friend in Wesley? There's a knee. Lee again looking up at the lights of the Pechanga Arena. All the while, Zachary Wentz is just looking across the finish line first. What a race to the finish line this has been. Zachary Wentz looking to enter TNA Impact in the next few weeks as the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. What a sight that would be to behold. Lee once again taken off his feet. Zachary Wentz is just looking to stack the offense here, brick by brick. Wesley looking to, I should say, it's looking like he's starting to feel it. Wentz on top, swanton bomb. Relied on that maneuver back in the Survivor Series kickoff Unfortunately, it does not obtain him the championship yet, and you see the frustration written all over Zachary. San Diego in great appreciation of this matchup as Wentz takes it to the air. Oh man, on the outside of the ring, Wentz looking for a stomp, and it connects. What did we say earlier? You're gonna hit a little harder. You're gonna cross a couple of lines. When you're in there with a man you know can mend the fences with on the other side of the bell. Zachary Wentz and Wesley both know they gotta leave it all on the line tonight to leave San Diego as the Cruiserweight champion. Thing for Zachary Wentz here is he's got to get Wesley back inside the ring, trying to pin his shoulders to the canvas or, of course, tap him out in a submission hold if he wants to win the Cruiserweight championship. Cannot win the title via count out here. That's Wesley back inside the ring. Referee John Cohn in count of 7. Wentz off the springboard. Nobody home off the delivery. Lee tilt-a-whirl. Creative pinfall. Maybe a desperate pinfall for Lee as Zachary Wentz barely able to get his shoulder up and break the maneuver. There's Frankensteiner there. Wesley trying to find some life. The Cardiac Kid is feeling it. Zachary Wentz up against the ropes. Lee revving up the engines. Look at the beautiful handstand. What a maneuver, especially this late in the matchup. This is what the Cruiserweight Championship is all about. Exciting in-ring action. Pushing yourself past your limits. Another destroyer by Lee. Wentz still in this matchup, only a count of 1. Wesley damn near in disbelief, but just trying to keep his foot on the gas pedal. Zachary Wentz, I don't know if he's got anything left or if he kicked off strictly off adrenaline that time. Lee out of the corner, looking for a little cardiac kick. Zachary Wentz collapses under the pressure. Wesley retains the title. Oh, wait a minute. JD McDonough's out here ambushing these two rascals. The hell's he won? The former Cruiserweight champion getting his dirty hands all over this business. Well, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, a developing story there. But coming up next, right here in San Diego on SmackDown, the franchise John Cena's got something on his mind. He's calling out the ring general Gunther, the man who cost the #1 contendership last week. Cena live on SmackDown. Up next. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe Mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe Mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. We want to take you back to last Thursday night on SmackDown. John Cena one-on-one with Drew McIntyre with an opportunity to challenge Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble on the line. John Cena nearly crossing the finish line first, but the arrival of the ring general Gunther taking Cena's eye off the ball, allowing Drew McIntyre, of all people, to take advantage and secure #1 contendership for the World Heavyweight title. McIntyre has been chasing that championship for well over a year here on SmackDown, and he gets yet another opportunity against that man, the American Nightmare, Sunday night, January the 12th. Well, Cody Rhodes ticked off after these two men were brawling to start SmackDown last week. Cody Rhodes came back down to the aisle to get himself a pound of flesh against the Scottish Warrior. Unfortunately for Cody, not one but 2 Claymore kicks, leaving the World Heavyweight Champion laying 7 nights ago. Cody Rhodes obviously still ticked off after the events of last week, but he's only going to have to wait a little longer to get his hands on Drew McIntyre. These two men have a storied history dating back to the month of July here on SmackDown. McIntyre's been in hot pursuit of the gold. Once more, he challenges Cody Rhodes live Sunday night, January the 12th from Madison Square Garden in New York City. The World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line at the Royal Rumble. But here tonight on SmackDown, the franchise is in the house. John Cena's been dealing with a Gunther thorn in his side for months. John Cena wants answers. John Cena wants to put the nail in the coffin of this issue with the ring general. And especially after last week, Gunther costing John Cena a spot to challenge Cody Rhodes once again, costing Cena an opportunity to become a 17-time world champion. John Cena's ticked off, and wait a minute! Ludwig Kaiser ambushing Cena in the aisleway and sends him right into the steel steps. Well, Ludwig Kaiser, one of 6 men who is scheduled for your main event tonight, a part of that United States Championship #1 Contenders Gauntlet match. But obviously Kaiser with some other business to handle. Sent out here, you assume, by order of the ring general Gunther, the head of Imperium. Kaiser's been in the ring with Cena in recent months. Remember, John Cena defeated Ludwig Kaiser all the way back at the season premiere of SmackDown in October. Of course, the 6-man tag team matchup at Bad Blood. John Cena now once again feeling the cold-hearted Ludwig Kaiser. But there's the franchise trying to fight back. Well, John Cena came out here to call out Gunther. Here's Kaiser spoiling the fun, but John Cena ain't gonna lay down and let anybody walk all over him. Ludwig Kaiser better be careful, because John Cena's already a pissed-off individual, and he just threw himself into the line of fire. The franchise and an unexpected brawl here on Thursday Night SmackDown, and Cena's clearing off the announce table. Oh, he better watch his back, because Ludwig Kaiser, just as fresh as Cena is, and he's throwing a couple of shots right down to the franchise player of World Wrestling Entertainment. Oh man, Kaiser looking to wipe out Cena at ringside. Cena denies. These two men coming to blows here in the middle of San Diego, California. Again, unsure by orders of the ring general Gunther. God only knows if he's even here. Attitude adjustment. John Cena wiping out Ludwig Kaiser. Well, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Well, Cena's not done. Ludwig Kaiser trying to fight back. I'm sure not much left in the tank after he was just dropped on the floor of the Pachanga Arena. Cena's got his eye on the exposed announce table. Kaiser's going for a ride. Attitude adjustment through the table. Cena wanted Gunther. He settled for Kaiser. Imperium's got a John Cena problem, and I'm not sure Gunther even wants to deal with a pissed-off franchise player.
That I will redefine violence with that match. And I did. But I lost. And I'm far from good enough. I need to start all over again. From the beginning. And finally see myself.
Every year, the entire world waits with bated breath for one night, one event that stands above the rest in spectacle and stakes. The most anticipated and electrifying event on the WWE calendar kicks off the new year, the Royal Rumble. Emanating from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in the heart of New York City. This year's Royal Rumble promises to be an unforgettable chapter in WWE history. 30 men, 30 women, 2 Royal Rumble matches. The stakes, a golden ticket to the main event of WrestleMania in Philadelphia this March. Who will outlast 29 other competitors to etch their name into the history books? Who will seize the moment and secure their path to WrestleMania? Join us live on the 4th of January as Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the 2025 Royal Rumble. We're back live on Thursday Night SmackDown, and we are locked in for the return of the Czar. The Man Dragon, Ilja Dragunov, soars again for the first time since Survivor Series. But can Ilja Dragunov control his emotions and his rage upon entering the ring?
And his opponent from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilja Dragunov.
This is Ilja Dragunov's first contest since Sunday night, November the 17th at Survivor Series, the first blood match against Drew McIntyre. A pummeling by McIntyre on that night. Dragunov could barely get out of the starting blocks as he was ambushed in the aisleway on his way to the ring. Ilja Dragunov pile-driven right through the announce table at ringside by the Scottish Warrior, and as much as Drew McIntyre believes that he has finally put Ilja behind him, I don't think he understands. Ilja Dragunov will never say die. He will not stay down. And even if Dragunov, as you heard moments ago, believes he has to start from the bottom, start from the beginning, and climb his way back up, he will do just that. He will meet Drew McIntyre again if it is his last dying wish. Nonetheless, Dragunov better be ready. He better have his head on straight. He's back inside the ring tonight with what you gotta believe is a very motivated Chad Gable, a man who came up short in the semifinals of the Cruiserweight Classic tournament last month. Here we go. It should be a great contest here on Thursday Night SmackDown. Gable locked and loaded as he meets the Czar in his return matchup. And there's Dragunov hot out of the gate. What did we say moments ago? Ilja needs to make sure he can control his rage, control his emotions, cannot get overzealous here, cannot overcommit, or Chad Gable will find a hole in his game plan and will exploit it. Ilja Dragunov, we have talked about it before. He is not intense, he is the definition of intensity. Everything Dragunov does, he does with purpose. Will that be enough tonight to outmatch one of the best pound-for-pound professional wrestlers in the game? And that is Chad Gable. Gable, a man who impressed throughout the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, has cut his ties with the Alpha Academy's Otis, Maxine Dupree, which was a star pupil that really just joined the ranks a couple of months ago. Gable's so focused on getting himself back on track on SmackDown, he has eliminated distractions. Unfortunately, obviously found unsuccessful outings in the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, but impressed nonetheless. Wait a minute here. Well, hold on, I'm getting some breaking news in the headset, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see it on your screen right now. Ludwig Kaiser evidently is not being cleared to compete in the Gauntlet matchup later tonight. You just saw him get attitude adjusted not once but twice by John Cena. Sent through the announce table. Kaiser is out of tonight's main event, will not be medically cleared, and there you see a replacement will be made. Well, that is some shocking breaking news here in San Diego on SmackDown. Tough break for Imperium's Kaiser. And the show rolls on nonetheless. The Gauntlet matchup still to come in tonight's main event. But there is Ilja Dragunov trying to rally here, but Chad Gable outmatching him. Ilja Dragunov so intense here tonight. He's got to be feeling extra fired up, extra motivated after what he felt was a absolute embarrassment at Survivor Series. Talked about it in recent weeks. He was not defeated. He was destroyed by Drew McIntyre. Dragunov will admit. It was Ilja Dragunov who chose the stipulation for the First Blood matchup at Survivor Series after McIntyre had made Dragunov draw First Blood on SmackDown a few weeks prior. Nonetheless, Ilja back in a wrestling matchup tonight. Chad Gable just trying to bring him down this size. There's Dragunov creating a little bit of distance. Dragunov trying to get back on track. Muscles down Gable. Sit out power slam. Gable now out of this contest momentarily in a knee by Dragunov. Nothing pretty about it, but certainly intense. Ilja, another slam. Dragunov all kinds of fired up. San Diego on their feet for a man who was voted by you, the fans, the 2023 Breakout Superstar of the Year. Gotta wonder who will be the 2024 Breakout Superstar of the Year. Voting still open for the SLAMMY Awards. Of course, the results will be revealed this coming Monday on Raw. Gable set to the corner. Dragunov, massive uppercut. There is some darkness within Ilja Dragunov, and he is letting it out tonight as he sends Chad Gable over the top rope. Ilja Dragunov looking to send a message to everybody, but especially Drew McIntyre, that he will never say die. He will never be done fighting. Even when you think he's done, he will rise from the ashes and soar again. Sending Gable right to the barricade that time. Dragunov is not here for a technical wrestling battle tonight. He is putting everything he's got into every hold, every shot, every maneuver. Ilja Dragunov just needs to make sure he can contain his composure. Not overcommit in this matchup and not be over-aggressive to the point where he causes himself a misstep. Chad Gable just feeling the brunt of this attack by Ilja Dragunov right now. The question coming in tonight was, how can Ilja Dragunov escape the darkness from his own mind? And it seems like he's letting out all that darkness, all that aggression against Gable. Months and months and months of dealing with pain and anguish from Drew McIntyre, Sheamus as well. Ilja Dragunov. Oh, wait a minute here. Hold that complete thought. Dragunov looking to throw caution in the wind. I don't think it's necessary tonight, but Ilja does not give a damn. Coast to coast. Soaring through the skies like a mad dragon. Dragunov could easily go for the pinfall, but he's not satisfied yet. Off the middle rope. Oh, but there's that overcommitment that we talked about. Gable able to get out of the way. Ilja cannot get in his own way tonight. As much as he wants to prove a point, send a message, be aggressive. Gotta realize that he's in there with one of the best wrestlers, pound for pound, not just on SmackDown, but the entire globe. There's a kick out by Dragunov. Misstep by Ilja might have cost him, as Chad Gable, after a couple of minutes there of just being beat down with the intensity of the Mad Dragon, trying to find himself a comeback, a rally here in San Diego, California. So both of these men are looking to gain some spots in the Royal Rumble matchup in a couple of weeks' time. A victory tonight could certainly put them in the right eye of management, hoping to be awarded one of those 30 spots. Gable set to the corner, boot scrape. You want to talk about nothing pretty. Ilja Dragunov just rearranging the facial features of Chad Gable. Sending him into the ropes. Ragdolls him down to the canvas. Ilja. H-bomb on Chad Gable. Ilja Dragunov, a completely psyched out individual, out of his mind. Absolute madness going through that dragon. A second H-bomb delivers. returned, and he has left us with an emphatic statement. Chad Gable wanted a wrestling match. Ilja was here for a different kind of fight. Double H bombs in the back half. And the Czar making a loud and clear statement to the rest of the SmackDown locker room.
Here is your winner, Ilja Dragunov.
I would not want to get in that man's way. What a victory for Ilja Dragunov here on SmackDown. But coming up next, who will move to the January 9th edition of the Blue Brand? One step closer to the Royal Rumble. The Tag Team Eliminator continues. It's the Street Profits. It's the D'Angelo family. It's coming up next here in San Diego. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe Mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe Mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. We are back live from San Diego, California. The D'Angelo family has entered the squared circle, and they are ready to try to move one step closer to the Royal Rumble. But standing in their way, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits. There's a lot of history and some bad blood, to say the least, between these two duos. Tag Team Eliminator road to the Royal Rumble continues, and man, two tandems standing in each other's path that will absolutely rip each other to shreds if it means just getting one step closer to trying to become the #1 contenders. The rivalry between these two teams goes all the way back to the month of September when the D'Angelo family debuted here on SmackDown with a huge victory over the Street Profits. All the while, Montez Ford revving up the engines in the early going. No love lost here. Montez Ford fired up to get his hands on Tony D and Stacks here tonight in San Diego. It's the third outing between these two duos. As we mentioned, the D'Angelo family winning their debut back in September. The Street Profits would gain the edge over the D'Angelo family about a month later right here on SmackDown, a victory for themselves. Last time we saw Dawkins or Ford was about a month and change ago on SmackDown. The D'Angelo family sent a mob-like message to the rest of the WWE Universe in the SmackDown locker room, where we saw Stacks chanting Lorenzo, ambushing Montez Ford in the parking garage and smacking his hand right to the door of a car. Obviously, turmoil between these two duos. The Street Profits looking to enact their revenge and move one step closer to the finals of this Eliminator all at the same time. I don't think Stacks and Tony D are going to make it a fair and easy fight. Tony D'Angelo and Channing Lorenzo have certainly made an impact on themselves since arriving here on SmackDown, and they're looking to continue that here tonight. We saw last week Axiom and Nathan Frazier keeping down Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Exciting tag team bout right here on Thursday night. They're the first team to qualify for what will be a triple threat elimination matchup. January the 9th, 2 weeks from now, here on SmackDown. You see Stacks sending Ford to the ring. All the while, Tony D with a couple of cheap shots on Angelo Dawkins. Montez Ford takes out Stacks. Now Ford and Tony D back inside the ring. These two men have met in a singles competition as well. Tony D'Angelo, more often than not, has been able to get the edge over the Street Profits. Will that continue tonight? Montez Ford, great little separation that time. Ford ever explosive in this tag team eliminator. Don't forget, still to come, the #1 contenders Gauntlet matchup. Who will challenge Jey Uso next week at the SmackDown New Year's Revolution? Ludwig Kaiser out of that matchup. A replacement still to be found. All the while, Ford splash out of the corner on Tony D. This one's not over yet. Axiom and Nathan Frazier await one of these two tandems. Of course, next week it will be Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde of the LWO. taking on Los Garza, Angel, and Berto. All the winning teams, of course, meet in the triple threat matchup 2 weeks from tonight. The winner of that's moving directly into the Royal Rumble to challenge the LWO's Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio for the WWE Tag Team titles in Madison Square Garden. Tag made to Angelo Dawkins a few moments ago. Tag made to Stacks as well. With fresh legs on both sides of the ring, the Stack just collapses in the corner. The power of the big AD. Don't want to mess with that man. He is ruthless at times inside of the ring. It almost seems like Angelo Dawkins always has something to prove. Montez Ford gets a lot of the spotlight of the Street Profits at times. But better best believe that Angelo Dawkins can hold his own as well. Stack sent to the outside. Dawkins' wheels are a-spinning. As we talked about, looking to hold his own as he goes over the top rope. The big AD, Angelo Dawkins, looking to wave the flag for the Street Profits in this matchup loud and proud and hopefully secure their spot on January the 9th. Stacks with a tag to Tony D'Angelo, the head of the family. I'm sure for Tony D, it's really not personal against the Street Profits. It's all business. They are just a roadblock that they have been looking to get rid of. They're trying to move up the ladder here on SmackDown, obtain some gold, more money, more for the family. Angelo Dawkins sent into enemy territory here, certainly not where he wants to be. It's the mob-like figure, the Don of SmackDown, and Tony D'Angelo, but Angelo Dawkins explodes out of the corner. Tony D on his feet, looking worse for wear to say the least. Tag made to 4. This is not what Tony D wants from enemy territory for AD. Same can be said about Tony D. Double tandem offense. Tony D rolled to the outside. Montez Ford excited as all hell. Crossbody. Could the Street Profits finally be putting this rivalry with the family behind them and moving one step closer to the finals of this eliminator? Ford on top from the heavens. Into the pinfall. Stack's not going to allow a 3 count to be made. Montez Ford turned his attention to the illegal competitor and he gets hung up in the top rope for it. Gotta keep your eye on the ball. What do we talk about with Ilja Dragunov in their prior matchup? Making sure you got your emotions in check. It obviously worked out for Dragunov, but Montez Ford finding himself between a rock and a hard place. Tony D, another tag made to Stacks, and he comes off the top off the double team. Axiom and Nathan Frazier. 2 weeks of rest, 2 weeks of preparation as they watch this matchup. We'll see the LWO with Los Garza fight next week at New Year's Revolution. Final SmackDown of 2024. Only fitting that one of the best tag team rivalries over the last few months culminates right here on Thursday night. Montez Ford struggling. Channing Lorenzo sends him possibly into the corner, but now over the top rope, and Montez Ford takes a fall to the outside. And there's a cheap shot to Angelo Dawkins again as well. The Angelo family ain't never been afraid of getting their hands dirty. Tag made to Tony D'Angelo. And Tony D tries going after AD. Got a knee for his troubles. Here's Montez. Schoolboy looking to steal the victory. Over the family here, not just yet. Montez Ford saw an opportunity and he took it. You can't blame him. Unloaded on the Don of Thursday Night SmackDown. Tony D off the reversal. Cradles Montez Ford up. Angelo Dawkins going to make sure a 3 count is nowhere in sight. Only so many times you can do that in a matchup. You're rolling the dice with disqualification. Tony D'Angelo with a little more offense. Ford looking worse for wear. The family's on their way to January 9th.
Here are your winners, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Lorenzo, the D'Angelo family.
The family joins Nathan Frazier and Axiom. One more spot to be determined. Next week at SmackDown, New Year's Revolution, the Tag Team Eliminator continues. Los Garza, Angel and Berto, former champions in their own right, take on Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Earlier tonight, John Cena planned to call out Gunther. It did not go his way, but we can confirm that the ring general will be in the house and will return to action here on SmackDown next week. One of the most dominating champions in SmackDown history graces us with his presence. Gunther returns next week on SmackDown. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, one of the best women's rivalries of 2024. After Raquel's victory inside War Games, she has one more shot. She either beats Roxanne Perez and wins the Women's World Championship. If she loses, no more opportunities as long as Perez holds the gold. Roxanne, Raquel, they meet one more time next week at SmackDown New Year's Revolution. Every year, the entire world waits with bated breath for one night, one event that stands above the rest in spectacle and stakes. The most anticipated and electrifying event on the WWE calendar kicks off the new year, the Royal Rumble. Emanating from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in the heart of New York City. This year's Royal Rumble promises to be an unforgettable chapter in WWE history. 30 men, 30 women, 2 Royal Rumble matches. The stakes, a golden ticket to the main event of WrestleMania in Philadelphia this March. Who will outlast 29 other competitors to etch their name into the history books? Who will seize the moment and secure their path to WrestleMania? Join us live on the 4th of January as Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the 2025 Royal Rumble. It's main event time here on SmackDown.
The following contest is a gauntlet match.
Who will be the last man standing? Who's headed to New Year's Revolution?
And from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds,
Carmelo Hayes, somebody who knows the United States Championship and Jey Uso very well, drawing the unfortunate position of starting this gauntlet matchup. We gotta wonder who Ludwig Kaiser's replacement's gonna be. We know 5 of the individuals competing in this matchup, but Carmelo Hayes gonna have to make his way from pillar to post, from start to finish, if he wants another round with Jey Uso and the United States title. Jey defeating Melo back on Halloween night, retaining it against Melo at Survivor Series. The man they call him, the one-of-one superstar, wants back the red, white, blue, and gold. Clearly, it's not going to be an easy task. But who is going to oppose Carmelo Hayes in the opening moments? Wait a minute! Well, hold on here! Is this Ludwig Kaiser's replacement? It can't be! Carmelo Hayes' right-hand man, Trick Williams, is marching down the aisle!
And from Columbia, South Carolina, weighing in at 205 pounds, Trick Williams!
Well, did Carmelo Hayes get a clue in on this, or did Trick Williams keep it a secret? I mean, obviously this happened so fast. Kaiser just rolled out of this matchup, what, less than a half hour ago here on SmackDown? And Trick Williams, obviously the replacement for Kaiser. But I can't believe what we're about to see. Melo's gonna have to go one-on-one with Trick. to start this matchup. And somebody's gonna have to advance. One's gonna have to beat the other. I can't believe my eyes, ladies and gentlemen. The Gauntlet matchup to determine the #1 contender for Jey Uso's gold kicks off with two best friends in Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Couple of collar and elbow tie-ups here, but they're gonna have to go at it. That's the rules of this matchup. Trick throwing a couple shots, and there's Carmelo Hayes avoiding them all. Hell, we talked about it earlier in the night with Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz. When you're in there with your best friend, you're going to throw a little harder. You're going to go at him. You know you can mend the fences later, but this is a crazy situation here. Melo's somebody who's been surrounded with that United States Championship, whether he's the champion or not, damn near since the month of April. Now standing in his way is a man who has helped him so much along the way, and in Trick Williams. Well, a very unfortunate situation for Carmelo Hayes, to say the least, but obviously both of these men want the opportunity. Trick Williams, who has seen some breakout competition throughout this year, was a member of the Money in the Bank ladder match this past summer. Gonna take the fight to Melo, just as Melo will take the fight to him. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. These men already going at it the last minute or so. Somebody's going to have to advance. We still have 4 more superstars to enter this Gauntlet matchup. We will stay till this matchup till the very end. We're going overtime tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on your Thursday night edition of SmackDown, the day after Christmas. And, hell, what a late Christmas gift. Melo versus Trick. Certainly Trick Williams finding himself on the nice list, awarded Ludwig Kaiser spot. Red Melo's playbook has seen it firsthand time and time again inside cradle. Almost turned away the former United States champion, and a pump kick by Trick. This is the last thing anybody expected. Another kick by Trick. Melo's on wobbly legs. There's a counter there by Carmelo. Another avoidance by Trick Williams. These two men know each other so well, especially Trick. I mean, he's had a first row seat, we should say, to so much of Carmelo Hayes over the last few years. There's Melo, tilt to world, face first on the canvas. Trick Williams with the shoulder up. And Melo trying to think on his feet. I'm not sure he knew Trick Williams was awarded this spot, but nonetheless, this is what the Gauntlet's on about. Unexpected, who's going to come next, and you just got to fight. There's another counter by Trick out of the corner. Melo gets ragdolled down to the canvas, into the cover. He's gone.
Hayes has been eliminated.
Trick Williams upsets his best friend in Carmelo Hayes. I can't believe it, folks. Trick Williams wasn't even supposed to be in this matchup, and he just turned away the former champ. And out here comes the Emperor of Lucha Libre, Santos Escobar, the man who defeated his rival Andrade last Thursday night here on SmackDown. Well, Carmelo Hayes, I don't know what's going through his mind right now as he makes the unfortunate walk back to the showers. Here we go. With the next matchup in this Gauntlet, Trick Williams shocking the world, entering the matchup, turning away Carmelo Hayes, and now has to deal with a former 3-time Cruiserweight champion in Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar obviously having a few moments to scout Trick Williams, which I'm sure he did not get the chance to do. Obviously probably had Ludwig Kaiser scout a little bit more over the last week. Trick Williams may have the element of surprise on his side more than anybody in this Gauntlet matchup as him and Escobar wage war, jockeying for position. And there's Santos with a spine buster. Talked about it moments ago, Santos Escobar, former 3-time Cruiserweight champion, former WWE Tag Team champion earlier this year, would love to gain an opportunity at the United States title. And all shows, as a matter of fact, New Year's Revolution, it was this year, 2024 SmackDown New Year's Revolution. First SmackDown of the year, Escobar main evented against then United States champion AJ Styles. Santos Escobar could be going back to the same event to challenge Jey Uso for that very title. Only if Trick Williams falls short of the finish line. But Trick's not looking for this opportunity that was awarded to him just a short time ago to go by the wayside. Trick throwing a couple of haymakers and another discus kick. Man, Trick is looking sharp. Again, take nothing away. I mean, obviously Carmelo Hayes has been the man in the spotlight. But Trick Williams looking to carve his own path. Counter by Escobar. Obviously, Trick Williams could be looking for that neck breaker that he delivered against Carmelo Hayes a few moments ago. Inside cradle, will he defeat the Emperor of Lucha Libre? LWO's Escobar, not just yet. The Latino World Order surrounded by so much gold, so much opportunity. Especially over these next few weeks, Santos Escobar looking to make the most of it. Coming in at the number 3 position of 6 in this gauntlet. Not a bad spot, obviously could be better. Trick Williams wrestling his second matchup. Escobar a little bit more fresh. Santos taking Trick Williams down and maybe trying to just take the wind out of the sails of Trick, deflate the excitement that I'm sure he's feeling. Maybe Escobar's best case scenario. Counter by Trick, Trick into the ropes. Neck breaker! Oh, Trick Williams, there's the naivety of the young star, not watching his ring awareness against the veteran. Escobar saved by the ropes. Trick Williams, another reversal. Another inside cradle. Escobar still might be reeling for that neck breaker. He got him again!
Escobar has been eliminated.
Another victory in surprise fashion as Santos Escobar is eliminated from this match. The Cruiserweight Pete Dunne draws entrance number 4. Well, the competition only going to get stiffer and more hard fought for Trick Williams as here comes a fresh as a daisy. Former NXT United Kingdom champion, former 2-time Intercontinental champion, this time last year former World Tag Team champion in the Cruiserweight, Pete Dunne. Trick just trying to keep his momentum high, stay sharp. Trick Williams with the size and strength advantage here, but Pete Dunne has made a career out of chopping his opponents down to size with that Cruiserweight style. Well, it remains to be seen if he's going to be able to do it again. Pete Dunne taken down here. He's not been able to get out of the starting blocks. There we go, speaking too soon. Trick Williams called with a shot right to the rib cage. Here's the Cruiserweight getting turned, or I should say Trick Williams getting turned inside out. Pete Dunne, of course, competed in the Cruiserweight Classic, made it all the way to the quarterfinals, was eliminated by Tyler Bate. Now back in action here against Trick Williams. And Pete Dunne doing what he does best, breaking his opponents down, limb by limb, bone by bone. This is why he has earned the nickname of the Cruiserweight. Pete Dunne never challenged for the United States Championship in his career. Could be a first time ever meeting against Jey Uso next week. And man, Trick Williams all kind of tied up at the moment. This is what Pete Dunne does best. Traps the arms, bare knees right to the spine. And again, nothing pretty about it, nothing fancy. It is a beat down, smug, in-your-face attitude that Pete Dunne brings to the squared circle. And he can't argue it. It's brought him so much success. Again with the knees. And that is not going to go well as we enter deep waters for Trick Williams in this matchup. Competition's only going to get stiffer, and it may be the end of the line if Pete Dunne has something to say about it. And he is not letting up. Look at him trapping the arms again with the knees to the spine. This is why he is one of the most toughest superstars in the entire WWE today. Pete Dunne picks him up, drops him right down with the lariat. Forcing Trick to fall right on his back. That spine that was exposed a few moments ago. Trick trying to rally. Leaping lariat followed by the STO. Again, Trick Williams with that size and strength on his side. Sends Pete Dunne to the outside, and this may be Trick's best idea. Take a moment of R&R. Trick Williams talked about the naivety of him a few moments ago when he called Santos Escobar's ropes, or I should say feet on the ropes, but there's some experience being shown. Trick Williams learning here. Gets some R&R when he can. Scouts his opponent and brings him down. And Trick Williams has an opportunity to pull off a miracle here if he can defeat Pete Dunne, win his third matchup in this gauntlet. Main event, Jey Uso awaits the winner live next week at the New Year's Revolution edition of SmackDown, the first SmackDown of 2025. Trick Williams looking to end the year on the right. No! Pete Dunne looking to turn him inside out again. Trick with a counter, goes behind. Schoolboy on the Cruiserweight. Only a one. Almost caught Pete Dunne. Trick again at the STO. And Trick tapping into some reserves here, as fatigue is written all over his body language, but so is adrenaline, so is excitement. Pete Dunne may be rocked. Trick into the ropes. Once again, muscles down his opponent with that swinging neck breaker. Oh, but Pete Dunne kicks out. Trick going to the well with what has worked. But Pete Dunne with something left in the tank. There's a boot. Will that do it? Another kick out by the Cruiserweight. And now is where Trick Williams gets tested. His two best maneuvers. Pete Dunne struggling to get to his feet. Can't say Trick isn't still looking sharp. He's obviously feeling the mojo. Trick shot! We forgot about the trick shot! It takes so much explosivity, but it works out.
Has been eliminated.
Trick continues to fight. And here comes the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller. Trick Williams, dare I say, is looking sharp as a tack. Obviously, he's got to be feeling fatigued. Obviously, he's got to be feeling tired. But clearly, eyes wired open. And Trick Williams is looking to take advantage of this opportunity. Grayson Waller, the next combatant in this matchup. A man who has severed his ties with Austin Theory, or maybe it's Austin Theory who severed the ties with Grayson Waller, but A-Town Down Under has been buried 6 feet under in recent weeks. The Aussie icon looking to start down a new path here on SmackDown, as is Trick Williams, as once again, takes a veteran move here, gets some R&R. Trick goes to the outside, playing a little mind games with Grayson Waller, still just trying to gain some rest, gain some composure. I think Grayson Waller play a game of cat and mouse. Waller fell for the trap. And a big boot by Trick. Well, Grayson Waller's had himself a year here on SmackDown. One half of the WWE Tag Team Champions and Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners at one point. May be leaving 2024 as the #1 contender to the United States title. Tope Su'a seated to the outside. Trick Williams was playing a little bit of games, and I don't think Grayson Waller's having any of it. Trick able to avoid that discus forearm there, as Trick still's got some life left. Opportunity does not come around every day. Trick Williams sees it, he feels it. Within inches of becoming the #1 contender for Jey Uso's United States title. Grayson Waller down in the corner. There's a boot scrape by Trick. At this late in the match, Trick can't get fancy. He can't get pretty. He's got to throw anything his body allows him. His takedown that time, and Trick Williams will float over. And nobody has seemed to figure out just yet what it's going to take to keep down Trick Williams. They had a week or so to scout the rest of the opponents in this matchup, but the late entry of Trick Williams after Kaiser medically disqualified from competing here tonight. Grayson Waller on spaghetti legs, and there's Trick dropping a hammer. I'm in disbelief. Trick Williams letting adrenaline fuel him tonight, and there's another discus kick. Grayson Waller catches Trick. Both men throwing heavy shots, live rounds. Another avoidance by Trick, and a Trick shot on Waller. Might have just got the knockout blow. He did!
Grayson has been eliminated. The next fall will win the match.
And just like that, Trick Williams has made his way to the final round of the Gauntlet, and awaiting him is as fresh as a daisy, Austin Theory. Well, these former tag team champions passing by as Theory looks to ignore the failures of recent months. Ones that he would probably blame on Grayson Waller, even Randy Orton, finds himself as the sixth and final entrant in the Gauntlet. But can Austin Theory keep down Trick Williams, who is riding a wave of momentum I don't think I've ever seen before? Austin Theory on top, Trick Williams. Superplex! Theory within an instant finds himself in trouble. Trick Williams not able to put Theory away off the suplex. Trick is one more win away from clean sweeping this entire Gauntlet matchup. A late entry, a surprise if you will. Oof! Theory with the float over DDT and at ringside nonetheless. It's gonna hurt that much more on the floor of the Pechanga Arena. Austin Theory letting loose. Cut his ties with Randy Orton, cut his ties with Grayson Waller, said he was tired of being weighed down, was ready to make opportunities for himself all over again. Former WWE champion. But will Austin Theory be able to stop the adrenaline of Trick Williams dead in its tracks? Trick unloading with every last shot. Every ounce of energy. There's a counter by Austin Theory, who's now giving it right back to Trick. Unloading. Down he goes. Trick has been in this match damn near 20 minutes. And the tank looks to be running on E. Austin Theory drops Trick right on his knee. You want to talk about a knockout blow? I think we just saw one. Damn it. Austin Theory coast to victory.
Here is your winner, Austin Theory.
Trick Williams expending everything he had, and Theory picked the bones. Oh, I guess don't hate the player, hate the game. Austin Theory, the sixth and final entry in the Gauntlet, wins the entire thing, and will now meet main event Jey Uso for the United States Championship next Thursday night at SmackDown's New Year's Revolution. And wait a minute, speaking of the such, the champion is live in San Diego. I'm sure Jey Uso is just as disappointed as we all are that Trick Williams wasn't able to clean sweep this matchup and knock off Austin Theory, that arrogant prick of all people. But this is the result. Jey and Theory next Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, wait a minute. I know we got a confrontation in the ring. Get the cameras to the parking lot. We got something going on back there. Wait a minute. That's Drew McIntyre and the World Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes. McIntyre is assaulting the American Nightmare. It looks as if Cody was getting ready to leave the building. And Drew McIntyre, oh my God. He just sent Cody right through that car window. God, we need some help out there. We need to clear the locker room. We need to get some staff. We're gonna need medical attention for Cody Rhodes. McIntyre is assaulting the man he meets 2 weeks from Sunday at the Rumble. Oh my God, Cody on the windshield. The hell is wrong with Drew McIntyre? When will enough be enough with this man? Obsessed with winning back the world title. And now might be sending Cody Rhodes to the damn hospital. Get some help out there.